So I am Miss Rona Casil, um, administrative officer here in Tacloban.
How long have you lived in Tacloban? Have you grown up here? Have you gone to school here?
Yeah, I've been here for all my life. Like I'm 23 years old right now, turning 24. So all my life I've been here in Tacloban City.
Have you been through many storms in Tacloban?
Yeah, actually, Tacloban is a place like where typhoons usually pass by.
So what did you think when you heard about Yolanda?
Actually, it wasn't a great big deal about Yolanda. As I said, we are very much used to typhoons. So when that news came out, like, hey, Yolanda is coming, so okay, we'll wait for it.
So can you tell me about that day then, when the storm actually was hitting?
Okay, so by that day, all work are canceled, all classes are canceled, so we are up to staying home. So my mom, my nephew, the kid, and then me stayed here. I was just actually in my bed, playing with my phone, having on my iPod, so there was no really like pressure on like to evacuate or something. So, and then like around 7 or 6:30, the wind was very strong now. So some of our sheets were torn off the roof. So the water and the wind came in the house now. So it started dripping on my in my room, so I just have to get up, and then we were just staying like, okay, let's wait for it to finish. And then later on, oh my god, it's not going to stop. So me and my nephew were trying to save some of our things, like we would stock it on a higher area. I was actually putting it on our bed, but it was like on my waist level. We weren't thinking that the water would go high on my neck level. And then when I was in my room, these two doors flew away. So oh my god, the wind was very strong, and this is a clear glass. So by that moment, I could really say that the you can't see the wind, you can't hear the wind, but this time I can see and I can hear it. The water came in very quickly because the door was already damaged. So I was in my room, it was below the knee level. Then my mom was inside in the living rooms, and then she called for me. She told me, the water is rushing, just go out, don't save anything, save ourselves. So I just came out the room, and then when I was in the living room, it was on my waist level. And then we run to the kitchen, and we went out here, it was already on my neck level. We went out actually planning to get out, but the water is against us, so we can't go out, and all the debris are already in there because it's a small space, it's a small pavement. So all the debris are there, so we can't go out, there's no way out. And then this wall, this was actually an okay wall. So now it was, because the current was going there, it was all broken. So we have to held on the wood. And then so after then, the current is going in here, so we didn't have much energy to hold on that thing. So we were moved over here. So this area, this small wall, so we just clipped our feet in there, just because we can't hold on anything. We can't hold on this tree because it might get uprooted. And then, so we just clipped on that. And then the water is still coming, so we would like think for another plan of where to go, what to do. The water is getting high, so we plan to go over there because it's actually that higher wall. So that's the only thing we can see by then So this whole thing was covered with water. So that's the only thing we're seeing. So we were planning we should go there, but it's not that easy because the current is in the middle. You have to cross by it. So we would wait if the wind would slow down, if the water would slow down, if there are no debris coming in between. So you really have to think. So luckily we were able to cross, and then when we were there we would think for, okay, plan another thing because the water doesn't stop yet. So I was asking them what to do now. Like my neighbor told me, why don't we just climb that roof over there? So okay, we will go there. And then there's a rope, that blue rope. So we held on it, like if one by one would be the process. So if I go there, you would be holding that rope, and then if you can't climb, so just hold on the rope and then we'll pull you back. And then so luckily we can actually, it's very near, so we can actually go there. So we used that window just to climb and then go to the roof, and then just wait for the other one to come. And then all the neighbors in here, they saw us climbing in there, and they were just actually clinging on that wall, on that school, and they were waiting for it to stop. And then when they saw us, that's the cue for them also to go to the roof, because the water's getting high. So they also swim. Luckily they have like boys with them, so they swim, and they have very little kids, and it was very hard for them also. So we climbed in there. Also, they were with us already. So the thing is, when you're up there, you can't like help. Like for example, my nephew would be climbing, so I can't be like, I can't give help, because if you stand up, you'd be blown away by the wind. So you just have to wait, or you just have to shout like, how are you? Are you good? Are you like this? So you just have to wait. And then luckily we were able to. I wasn't actually worried about my nephew, because kids can like climb easily, but my mom, he's like 54 years old, and it's very hard like to climb up, but luckily she did. And then when we were up there, the wind was blowing very strong, so we have to think another way. So what's the next plan? So on this side and that side, it's a window for this second floor. So it's a window. And then we just like broke the window just to get in. So the guys from here, the neighboring house, so we asked them, can you just break the glass, because we can stay here long. We can be blown away, or we can die in extreme cold. So that's it. When we broke the glass, we all came in, and then the neighbor was actually in there, but she just didn't mind, because she thinks it was the wind blowing. So when we were in there, she welcomed us, but we have to stay. Everyone should stay on the stairs, because this roof was damaged, the one they're fixing right now. And then if you go down, there is a very high water, so everyone would be staying on the small stairs. So every one of us was fitting in there. So that's it. That's how we survived. And like after how fast the water came in, that's how fast the water came out. Like around 9 a.m., the storm was over.
I guess the days after that, how were they? How did things? It must have been very frightening time, I guess, after the storm.
Yeah, actually, the typhoon was not that traumatizing. The traumatizing part was the later part of the typhoon, like the looting part, and then there was like news like prisoners just got out. There was actually a what do you call this, a setup that is made by the community. Like if you see someone that is not from your area, because if you're from this area, I would know you, you would know me. So if you're not from here, and I mean if you see someone that is not from here, so you just have to make some noise, like cling clung something else, so something. So every time we try to sleep at night because it's very tiring and everything. So we would try to sleep, and then people would be making some noises, and you'd stay awake again. Like, you'd be very resilient to what's happening. And then my brother would sleep on the roof just to like look at things around us. We just slept on the ceiling, so that we were like thinking if we would come, if they would come, they would think there was no one inside. And every time, like, actually you can't sleep. On the first place, you're in a ceiling. How would you sleep? Secondly, every time because you are tired, you sometimes get a glimpse of sleeping. You'd be awake of the noises made by people. So that's it. You'd be very, and that's the reason why we wanted out the city. Like, we wanted to go Manila or Cebu. When we were in the airport, there were like only 2 flights per day, I think. By then, we were in airport like for another 2 days. We doesn't have food. We doesn't have anything. So it was actually my nephew's birthday. So he celebrated the birthday in airport without anything, and we were like saying, okay, if we go out in here, if we go Cebu, we promise we'd buy you something like ice cream or anything, just to make it up. But really, you can't make it up because it's the day, like his birthday. We were sleeping in the airport. We were sleeping just beside everyone else, and then it wasn't clean in there because some people would just do things around because the whole airport was damaged. No CR anymore, no comfort room, so everything was a wreck. So luckily we had the chance to ride the C-130 of the US. So we got in there, and then the flight was for Manila, and we didn't care, even though we were planning to Cebu because my sister lives there. So the flight was for Manila, and we just doesn't care. We just want to get out of this place. So we went to Manila, and then after Manila, we went Cebu. So after Cebu, that's maybe the part where we already was able to rest. And then came back to Tacloban just to fix everything because it's still home, you know.
Do you like the work that you're doing?
Yeah, I think so. It's a different job from all other jobs.
Does it feel good though to be a survivor yourself, and then being involved with an organization that's also helping out with survivors?
Yeah, actually, I was thinking about when we bought pizza, and then I was telling you that I wanted to work because I don't want to like forget about everything, and then you told me, oh, too bad you applied for CARE, and then all we do is think about the typhoons. So that was funny, but okay. But then actually, it was I actually don't have, I think I don't have that much trauma from the typhoon, so that helps a lot to work normally with CARE, though we think about the typhoon all the time.